Your school days. Love them or loathe them, you never forget them. At this inner city school in East London, things are changing. There's a new head teacher with a plan to inspire the kids of the capital. But when dealing with teenagers, life is never straightforward. We filmed over a year to find out what life is like in our secondary schools, both for the teachers and the kids at the very start of adult life. In the 17th century, there was only one place to see and be seen: the royal palace of Versailles. This was a world where life revolved around endless court rituals, where fortunes rose and fell with the latest fashions, and where the quickest way to royal favour was through the king's bedchamber. Behind the facade, Louis XIV's survival depended on his creation of Versailles. It was his power base, his safe house, and the gilded cage with which he trapped his enemies. It was a huge risk. It all could have gone wrong. But if there was anybody to pull it off, it was Louis. Welcome to a world dripping in romance and antiquity. Welcome to Versailles. The Amazon River Basin, by any measure, is one of the greatest natural habitats on Earth. The world's largest rainforest is watered by the world's mightiest river, the Amazon. It's home to the greatest diversity of living things anywhere, and dozens of new species are still discovered every year. But the Amazon is changing fast, threatening the animals and plants that have thrived here for millennia. Their future hangs in the balance. In 1967, 4 unknown actors in a kids' TV show became the biggest pop band in the world. In America, they outsold Elvis and the Beatles combined. They were the Monkees, but the Monkees were not a real band. They were a man-made, money-making machine driven by ego and ambition. A machine that would ultimately crash and burn. This is the story of the rise and fall of pop music's first manufactured band. He's always been a hell-raising rebel. Billy's lip-curling sneer and fist-pumping persona vaulted him into the vanguard of the video revolution. The outrageous image he cultivated on-screen often echoed an equally wild offstage life. Billy lived his life in overdrive. He burned the candle at both ends until fatherhood tempered his flame. Billy Idol made a lot of hits, and also took a lot of hits, and somehow, miraculously, came out the other side. Now the punk pioneer, who survived and defined a generation, has returned to his old stomping ground with his latest album, Kings and Queens of the Underground. Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, the most famous woman in history. We know her as the legendary lover who used power and beauty to seduce 2 of Rome's greatest leaders, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But there is a dark side to this legend, the forgotten story of a cold-blooded killer. Over the past 2,000 years, this dark side of Cleopatra has all but disappeared. This is the story of lust, power, and sibling rivalry. This is Cleopatra as you've never seen her before. This is the portrait of a killer queen. Within the magic of the movie, director James Cameron, along with the animators at Lightstorm Entertainment, worked for years, developing the technology to bring the world of Pandora to life. CGI now replaces prosthetics, and actors can now play any character designed in the computer without going through hours and hours of makeup. And what we get is the actor's performance coming through the CGI. Welcome to the world of Avatar.